after today's morning's interaction with the faculty members, I know what I am telling is very much true and it is from my heart. I am happy to note that St. Aloysius College, one of the oldest colleges in this region, gives highest priority to education in order to meet the growing demand of trained youngsters in Karnataka and the rest of India. Institute's aim is to become a world-class education center of the nation for science, art, commerce, computer applications, management, etc. with moral and professional standards to serve the community at large. I understand the college over the years has provided a large number of students who are holding responsible positions in and outside the country, and I am sure this will continue to be so in the years to come. Nations are built on vision, wisdom, intellectual input of exceptional leaders in science as well as other fields. India has today emerged as a strong nation, a resurgent nation, as a consequence of a strong foundation in science and technology guided by our great scientists and visionaries. You are graduating at a time when Indian economy is getting integrated with the global economy through the process of globalization. This also throws the challenge which is very high degree of global competitiveness. Best efforts are essential to maintain and remain competitive in the market all the time. While we are looking forward to a healthy, fast-growing economy, it is equally important that economic growth and industrialization remain sustainable. Therefore, today, one of the biggest challenges before us is to model a sustainable development program to check a runaway climate. Although we are doing reasonably well in growth rate, our growth is not inclusive. The benefits of growth has not reached a very large part of our population. If the targets of eradication of poverty, health for all, education for all, power for all and higher level of life standards are to be achieved in shorter period of time, it is the power of youth which must rise to the challenge, and I have full confidence that all of you will strive hard not only to achieve your goals but also make this country a better living place. I come from Department of Atomic Energy, and may I recount here some of the efforts of Department of Atomic Energy in this area. The Department of Atomic Energy, through its research, development and deployment activities in nuclear science and technology, has been contributing towards enhancing the energy security, health security, environment security, and food and water security for the nation. In recent years, we have been witnessing an impressive growth in GDP. The fuel to sustain this growth, it is essential to have matching growth in energy production. Our per capita electricity consumption is only about 600 kilowatt hour per year compared to the world average of about 2000 kilowatt hour per year. India's population will rise to 1.5 billion by 2050, and we must plan to have a multifold rise in electricity generation. Indian fossil fuel reserves will be exhausted in next few decades, and this will be a global phenomenon. Renewable energy sources like hydro, wind, solar, along with nuclear, will be the options in the long term for growth and sustainability in the energy sector. Although electricity production for nuclear reactor is small today, we expect a rapid growth in this area over the coming decades. This confidence emanates from our mastery over the entire fuel cycle. The front end covers exploration, mining, development of nuclear fuel, design and construction of and operation of reactors. The back end consists of fuel reprocessing and waste management for nuclear fuel cycle. We are among a few countries who have the ability to develop fast breeder reactor technology and are preparing to harness our vast resources of thorium for power generation in third phase of our nuclear program. Agriculture is the principal means of livelihood even today for over 60% of the Indian population. Nuclear technology has played an important role in facilitating the development of mutants with desirable agronomic traits such as higher yield, better tolerance to diseases and stresses like drought, salinity, etc. Development of improved crop varieties through an effective blend of mutation and recombination breeding has been a huge success story at BRC. India has a very large population suffering from malnutrition. So BRC has developed as many as 41 new crop varieties, mostly in the areas of oilseeds and pulses, that have been released and gazette notified by Government of India for commercial cultivation in different parts of the country. And these are very popular among Indian farmers, that includes Karnataka also. A large amount of groundnuts, moong and urid you all eat comes from the research efforts of scientists at BRC. Merely enhancing food production is not enough. We must ensure its safety, reduce post-harvest losses and facilitate fair distribution. The post-harvest losses due to microbial spoilage and insect infestation, etc. add up to 30 to 50% of the total quantity depending on the commodity involved. In 20 years, an additional 60 to 70 million tons of food grain will be required annually to feed the increasing population. A significant portion of this requirement can be made by cutting down the post-harvest losses. Controlled application of energy of radiation such as gamma rays, X-rays and accelerated electrons ensures killing of pathogens and storage space, prevent sprouting in onions and potatoes and delay ripening of food. A number of entrepreneurs, both in private and cooperative sectors, have set up radiation processing plants for food. One such facility in Bangalore is providing services for irradiation of spices and medical products. Radiation technology and nuclear medicine have found increasing applications in human healthcare. These include sterilization of medical products using radiation, blood irradiators, hydrogel-based wound dressings, disease diagnosis and therapy using nuclear medicine. We often feel that radiation causes cancer. However, the real fact is that today radiation is serving as the most powerful tool to cure cancer and has given a second life to a large number of patients and enhanced the quality of their life. We at BRC are producing a large number of isotopes, radioisotopes, for use in diagnosis and therapy of cancer and other diseases. We do intensive research in the area of basic sciences and health sciences. We are fast heading towards a serious water crisis. In the context of this context, BRC has set up 6.3 million liters per day capacity hybrid desalination plant at Kalpakkam based on reverse osmosis and multi-stage fast distillation. This unique facility is coupled to Madras Atomic Power Plant and produces mineral water for process use and blended water with controlled mineral content for human consumption. Online domestic water purifier based on ultrafiltration membrane technology is a unique device developed by BRC which works without electricity or addition of any chemicals and provides clear potable water free from any disease causing microorganisms and the contaminants like iron, arsenic, etc. Isotope food-based techniques are also useful in water resource management. These techniques developed at BRC have helped in water hydrology for identifying the sources of groundwater desalination, groundwater recharge, interconnection between water bodies, seepage in dams and reservoirs. This particular effort has given lot of boost to the identifying water in Amravati district of Maharashtra, as well as springs have been recharged in our Himalayas, Uttarakhand area. Our expanding nuclear program offers excellent career opportunities to young science and engineering graduates. I may add further that there is also tremendous scope for the young minds to explore career opportunities in societal applications of nuclear technology in industry, medicine, agriculture and environment protection. We look forward to absorb bright postgraduates through our training school program or doctorate through K.S. Krishnan Fellowship. The Department of Atomic Energy has encouraged linkages with other institutions in the country, including universities and colleges, for promotion of research and development in the areas of mutual interest and relevance through Board of Research in Nuclear Sciences sponsored research projects or direct inter-institutional collaboration. A fruitful collaboration has been developed between BRC and St. Aloysius College through BRNA sponsored projects, and I am confident that such interactions will grow further, because the enthusiasm I saw in the morning definitely will go on to prove that we will have a large expansion in our collaboration with this institute. Society of tomorrow is going to be fully knowledge based. Knowledge has to be accumulated, transmitted and utilized to lift the standards of every aspect of our social existence. Everyone, whether he or she is a student of science or humanities or management or public administration or linguistics, has a role to play, as a matter of fact, very important role to play in our struggle to stay afloat in the competitive global economy. Challenges throw up opportunities and leadership. I am sure many of the graduates who are assembled here today will wear the mantle of leadership of tomorrow. I am glad to know that this college is imparting high quality education in tune with the national needs. All young men and women who are on the verge of entering the new phase of life should have their dreams and ideas, not only for personal betterment but also for empowerment and upliftment of our masses. I am sure you will work for the society, especially for the weaker sections, to enable them to realize their dreams also and give a meaning to their life. You have acquired the wealth of knowledge, understanding, values and competence. I have no doubt these assets will help you to perform well in life, step out into the world and explore the problems faced by the country and help in generating solutions and innovative ways to improve the quality of life and serve the humanity with dedication. I wish all your dreams of the young ones will be fulfilled at an appropriate time, and may you live up to the expectations of this great institution which you belong and those of the nation. Lastly, before I end, I would like to add this, that who succeeds? At the end of my career, we have come reached the end of our career, what I have seen, those who love their work, as told by your principal just a few minutes back, and those who are committed, they succeed. So if you want to succeed in your life, these are the essential things that you have to do or you have to achieve. I take this opportunity to convey my greetings and compliments to proud parents and members of the family of the students who are present here on this momentous occasion. Once again, I thank the principal for inviting me to participate in this convocation function today, and have the opportunity to meet these young men and women. Thank you all.